All right, welcome to Unit 3, Lesson 6. Today we are going to tell and write time to the minute, quarter hour, half hour, and hour. So please turn to page 177 in your SAB and we'll get started. So I have this clock up here that I just wanted to briefly go over before we start. So the shorthand is the minute, or is the hour hand, sorry. And the long hand is the minute hand, long arrow is a minute hand. These blue numbers show that each number on the clock can be represented by fives count bys when we're counting the minutes on the hand on the clock. So it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Also 60 minutes equals 1 hour and 12 hours equals 1 clock go around. So going around this clock one whole time equals 12 hours. Okay, so page, what did I say? 179. Okay, time to 15 minutes. Write the time on the digital clock, then write how to say the time. Okay, so what we're going to do is number 1, we're going to look at this clock. We see that the shorthand is pointing to 9 and the longer hand is pointing to 12. So the shorthand is the hour and the longer hand is the minute. So we know that it is 9 o'clock. And then we have to also write it down here. So 9 o'clock. Okay. So number 2, we see the shorthand is pointing in between the 10 and the 11. And no, that's not in between. My bad. It's just pointing to the 11. And the long hand, the minute hand, is pointing to the 12. So it is 11 o'clock. So down here we're going to write 11 O apostrophe clock. Okay, number 3. We see the short hand is pointing to 1. So it is 1 o'clock. I'm just going to write 1 down here. I want you to write o'clock. It just takes me way too long. You guys will just be watching me do it forever. Okay, so number 4, the shorthand's pointing to 6, so it is 6 o'clock. And then down here, I'm just going to write a 6, but you need to write o'clock out in words. Okay, number 5, moving on. It says, write the time on the digital clock. Write 2 ways to say the time. Okay, so number 5. Looks like it is pointing, and the shorthand is pointing between 8 and 9, and the longer hand, the minute hand, is pointing to this 9. So if we remember, we're going to start with the 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So 9 represents 45. So it is 8:45, and it's 8 because it's not quite 9 yet. Okay, so then down here, we are going to write 2 ways to say the time. So we can say 8:45, or we could say 8:45, because we could either count 8:45 or we could count up to the next hour and say it's a quarter until 9 o'clock. Okay, next one. Number 6. Looks like the minute hand is pointing to the 6. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So then it is 6:30 because the hour hand is between the 6 and the 7. So right here we'll put 6:30. And then down here we have to write 2 ways to say it. So we are going to write 6:30 or 6:30. Okay, number 7. Okay, looks like the long hand is pointing to the 3. So 5, 10, 15. And the short hand is between the 3 and the 4. So it is 3:15. And 2 ways to say this would be 3:15 or 3:15. because a quarter, remember quarter? There's 4 quarters in a whole. So 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 equals an hour, which is all the way around. So that's why it's a quarter, because it's 15, 1/4 after 3. Okay, number 8. Number 8 looks like the shorthand is pointing to, or the long hand, the minute hand, because we're looking at minute, pointing to the 9, and that represents 45. So it is, the shorthand is in between the 2 and the 3, so it is 2:45. And 2 ways to say this would be 1/4 to 3 or 2:45. And I hope that you have been writing out in words both of the ways to say each time, because when I come check your SAB, it better be written out just like that. Okay, so for numbers 9, 10, 11, and 12, I'm going to have you do that on your own. And so I want you to pause the video, do them, check with your partner, discuss, and then come back and check your answers, and then we'll move on. Okay, welcome back. So let me move this over for you. The answers to numbers 9, 10, 11, and 12 are right here. Just pause the video and then check your answers, and I'm going to move on. Okay, so now we are working on page 180 in your SAB. So we are going to show time to 15 minutes. Draw the hands on the analog clock. Write the time on the digital clock. Okay, so number 13. It says, let me get my pen, 9:15. So what we're going to do is we're going to count 5, 10, 15, which is the 3, and we're going to make our long hand point to the 3. Then our short hand needs to indicate that it is not, the hour is 9, so we are going to point it to 9. But we're not going to point it exactly at 9 because it's exactly at 9 when it's 9 o'clock. It's 9:15, so it's past 9 a little bit. So let us write 9:15 down here. All right, number 14, 7:30. So 7:30. Well, we know that there is 60 minutes in an hour, so half of 60 would be 30, which is the 6. And so we are going to draw our long hand to the 6, and then our short hand is going to be halfway between the 7 and the 8, which hence 7:30. So then we're going to just write 7:30 right here. Okay, number 15, 3 o'clock. So we know it's going to be exactly on the 3, the shorthand is, and the long hand is going to be at the 12. Well, that's a little wiggly one, but hopefully yours are straighter. And then our digital clock is going to say 3 o'clock. Okay, so you already know. I want you to pause it, and I want you to do 16, 17, and 18 on your own. I want you to then check with your partner and discuss, and then come back and check your answers. And then after that, we're going to work on the last thing on this page and move on. Okay, welcome back. So 16, 17, and 18. Pause the video, check your answers, make sure your times and your little hands are exactly the same. Okay, I'm just going to delete that. Okay, number 19. Complete the table. So I've already gone ahead and done the first one. So what we're going to do is, it tells us the time. It's 3:15 a.m. Then it tells us, and then we have to decide if it's light or dark outside at that point in time. And then, so at 3:15 a.m., it's dark outside still. The sun hasn't come up. And the part of the day that is, so at 3:15 a.m., it's very early in the morning. And then the activity that we would be doing at 3:15 a.m., which I hope all of you will be sleeping. So what I want you to do is to pause the video, and I want you to finish the rest of this table with your partners. And then I'm not going to have you check it. I'm going to check it, your book, in class, and then come back and we will move on to the next page. Okay, we are on page 181 in your SAB. We are going to write the time on the clock, then write how to say the time. Okay, so I'm going to get my little, there we go. So first, number 20. Okay, it says the hands, we have our first hand, our long hand, which is our minute hand, is pointing to the 11 almost. So let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 50. It's not quite 55 minutes. So let's count the little tick marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is to the 55. Wow, Miss Verbeek is losing her mind, I swear. Okay, so it is to the 5. So 50, 55. Am I confusing you? I'm confusing myself. Okay, so the time will be 8:55. And then down here, we are going to write how to say the time. So I just said it, so it's 8:55. Okay, number 21. The long hand, the minute hand, is at the 8. So I know that 30 minutes is always at 6. So I'm just going to start counting from the 6. So 30, 35, 40. And then we see the shorthand is in between the 2 and the 3, so it's 2:40. So let's write 2:40 in here. And then we are going to write it how to say the time, which is 2:40. And number 22. Our minute hand is at the 4, so 5, 10, 15, 20. And our hour hand is in between the 1 and the 2. So it is 1:20. And we have to write how to say it. And I hope you all are writing in your words exactly what's on my page right here. 1:20. Okay, number 23. The minute hand is, so it's at the 7, so let's start at the 6, which is 30, 35. So it is in between the 3 and the 4, it's 3:35. 3:35. And then you're going to write down here 30. Oh, that's not a dash. 3:35. Perfect. Okay, so just draw a line through 24, 25, 26, 27. I'm just assuming you guys are masters at these, and I don't want to make you do them. And then we are going to do a couple of these. So write the time on the digital clock. I'm assuming you all know how to tell time on a digital clock, so I really don't want to waste time with this. So number 28, 10 minutes after 8. So it's going to be 10. Number 29, 7:25. 7:25. The hour always goes in front of the, oh my goodness, I forgot the word. Well, yeah, of course I would while I'm doing the video. But the hour hand always goes on this side of the 2 dots, and then the minutes go on the right side. So it would you just go from left to right and say it how it is. Okay, so I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's continue on to page 182 in your SAB. So here it is, 182. And we are going to, time to 1 minute. Write the time on the digital clock, then write how to say the time. Okay, so the time on the digital clock, we have our minute hand. Our minute hand looks like a little bit past the 11. So let's start at 30, which is 6, and count 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And if we count each individual tick mark, then we can count 55, the individual minutes between 55 and 60. And I see that the little hand is pointing at the first tick mark, so it will be 55, 56. And then our hour hand is in between the 2 and the 3, so it is 2:56. Now we need to also write how to say the time, which is 2:56. That's not 6. Okay, number 35. Our minute hand is pointing in between the 3 and the 4, so let's count 5, 10, 15, and then it is pointing at the second tick mark. I know it's hard to tell on my computer. The second tick mark. So 15, 16, 17, and then our hour hand is in between 9 and 10. So it is 9, 17, and how to say it would be 9:17 or 17 minutes. Oh, M-I-N-U-T-S. After 9. All right, 17 minutes after 9. Number 36. Looks like our minute hand is pointing in between the 4 and the 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And it is pointing to 2 minutes after the second tick mark. So 20, 21, 22. And our hour hand is between the 4 and the 5. So it is 4:22. And how to say it would be 4:22. Awesome. Good job. Good job. Okay, number 37. Our minute hand is pointing to in between the 6 and the 7, and we know that this is 30, and it's pointing to the second tick mark after 30, so 30, 31, 32, and our hour hand is between the 8 and the 9, so it is 8:32. And how to say it would be 8:32 or 32 minutes after 8. Okay, so I want you to pause the video, do numbers 38, 39, 40, and 41 on your own, and then discuss with your partner, check your answers, and then come back and check your answers that both of you are correct, and then we're done with it. All right, welcome back. So here are the answers to 38, 39, 40, and 41. Pause the video, check your answers, and make sure you have them correct. If not, come find me, and I will help you. And that is it for today. Thanks.